There is a bit of disappointment there too. Obviously the snooker players are great QS. Sometimes they don't go about the finish the right way.
Hi Arfan, how's the experience so far here in Jordan?
Hi Vivek. Yeah, I've really enjoyed Jordan. I always feel at home anywhere in the Middle East. You know, obviously being a Muslim, and I can eat, you know, all the food that I want, and yeah, so it's pretty comfortable surroundings for me.
We've just finished the Asian Championship of the Heyball, and you finished the bronze medalist in that. Narrowly missed the finalist spot. How's your reaction on that?
A little bit of disappointment because I was 6-2 down in the semi-final against Sundeep. Battled back to 6-all, but then there was no time to play the last frame. It went straight to a shootout. It's my own fault, but I've never practiced a shootout shot. I've never needed to. It's my first time I played the shootout. Usually my matches finish like, you know, on time, or like I'm either winning or losing within the time limit. So yeah, it was a bit of, I just didn't feel comfortable on the shootout shot. You know, I didn't sight it properly. But yeah, I mean, I'm proud of the bronze medal, but I wanted the gold. So there is a bit of disappointment there too.
You are from Pakistan, but you are born and brought up in England, I guess.
Yeah.
And how's your journey started towards the billiard sport, not the Heyball?
I started playing English 8-ball pool back in England in the year 2000. So I've been playing cue sports for like 25 years. So I played mostly that, but I have played 9-ball for maybe a two-year period. Played, you know, snooker, but not like to a high level in terms of professional events, you know, pro-ams, you know, local leagues. So I have, you know, played all the key sports really, and then I made the journey over to Heyball in 2016. Started playing in the Star World Championships in Yushan for a few years. Then I went and signed with Joy, and you know, I've not looked back. They organise so many events, and their events are always well run. So yeah.
In the billiard sport, the other disciplines usually hold the championship after some interval, like months or something like that. But in Heyball, the championships are coming back to back. Exhausting or pressure, or enjoying that?
It can be exhausting. I have been on the road since the 20th of August. So I left home on the 20th of August, and I've visited I don't know how many countries. Started with Mongolia, China, then a couple of cities in Australia. Now I'm here, and then from here I'll go to Peru, then Peru to Mexico, then Mexico to Brisbane, and then I'll go home. So it'll be like...
So it's a complete packed schedule.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be like that all the time. This is like, hopefully it's a one-off, because it can be exhausting. You're away from your family. So yeah, it'll be 2.5 months by the time I do get home in early November. So,
and how you differentiate between the other disciplines and Heyball? What's the challenge and what's the combinations over here?
So obviously we're kind of fortunate from an English 8-ball background. We're used to playing the 8-ball discipline, so we've got a good grounding of 8-ball as a discipline. You know, how to work out the patterns, you know, how to play tactical, so we can work our way into a frame if there's no finish, that kind of stuff. So we're kind of fortunate in that sense. And I've played a bit of 9-ball too, so I'm used to playing with the bigger pool balls. And I've also played a bit of snooker, so there's a snooker-like table. So in that sense, you know, it's a hybrid of all three cue sports, but it's all three cue sports I've played, you know, before I've played Heyball. So I feel like it suits me pretty well.
So we can safely say that the advantages to the pool player and snooker player as well, and at the same time the challenges to both the formats?
I would say, you know, obviously outside of the Chinese players, it favours the English 8-ball, the top English 8-ball players that have made the move, because of the discipline. I think that's the most important thing. Obviously the snooker players are great QS. Sometimes they don't go about the finish the right way. Maybe they're not quite comfortable with the tactical side. and the 9 ball maybe similar. Obviously, they're used to the ball, so how the balls behave. But if I had to choose what strength to have, is having the knowledge of 8 ball as a discipline. You know, if I was going to start playing a new cue sport, which is Heyball. So yeah, I think we're quite fortunate in that sense.
You are born and brought up in England, but you represent Pakistan, which is an Asian country. How you see the efforts of Asian Confederation of Billiard Sports for promoting this sport and eventually the all disciplines of the billiard sports throughout the region and the activities?
Yeah, the ACBS, you know, they organise so many different tournaments, you know, ranging from snooker, American pool to Heyball, and maybe there's others I don't know of, but they're always, you know, putting a lot of money into the game, making sure there's plenty of tournaments for players to play in, and the tournaments, you know, they you know, run pretty well. And they're in good locations, so they're always in around the Middle East. So I can't say much about it other than, you know, keep doing whatever they're doing, you know, keep up the good work.
This Heyball table, it has the tagline, the sport of the next generation. You came from the different sport, means different discipline, and now adapting this. Snooker players are also adapting this. But the youngsters who will come forward, they will go directly to the Heyball and they will start playing that. What is your advice to the juniors who are looking forward to take this sport?
The main advice I would say, because it's a challenging cue sport, you know, because obviously the pockets are quite small and you know, it can be daunting to play sometimes, but you have to put a lot of time in. You know, you have to have a solid technique. Like, I've come from an English 8-ball background, and there's certain things you can get away with, maybe a technique that isn't fundamentally correct. You know, so I've had to make 1 or 2 changes to my technique just to be comfortable at this cue sport. So if you're starting straight into Heyball, just put a lot of time and practicing. Make sure you work on your technique and it's, you know, solid. Because a bad technique, you can't really get away with it at this game.
Right. So you are seeing forward this sport a flourishing one and more dominating in the different kind of sports?
Yeah, I think it's probably easily the fastest growing cue sport there is. You know, the money that we're playing for, and, you know, the whole Olympic bid. You know, if they pull it off, you know, it'll be unbelievable news for the players and, you know, all the organisers. You know, it's something we're supporting as players, and the organisers are putting all their efforts into trying to achieve that dream in Brisbane 2032.
And in your opinion, what more should be done for this promotion of this sport?
It's hard to say, because I think they're doing quite a lot already. Yeah, I mean, I honestly don't know what else they could do, because they are doing a lot. You know, there's a lot of countries they're visiting and, you know, promoting the game in all corners of the world. So yeah, I can't, you know, I'm not going to say you need to do this and that, because I think they're doing everything they can.
All right, and thanks for speaking to us, and looking forward to speaking to you in future more.
Yeah, thank you, Vivek.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thank you.